Hello, Chlorophyll's the name, Sims is the game. Let's get to it. I've done another speed build. This one's not quite as big as the last one, but it is still a pretty good size. I was building in Windenburg, so that's cool. It's not, well, I don't know. My favorite worlds are, I really like Windenburg, I really like Brundleton Bay. I like Shan Mishuno, I just wish there was more bits to it, because most of it's just apartments. If it had more actual residential lots, that'd be really cool. But yeah. The issue with this is I built it 2 weeks ago. So if I'm not sure what's happening, that's why. It ends up being a pretty good sized house though, from what I remember. I am making it smaller right now, but it's good. I think it ends up being a little big for the lot though, because there's a lot of room on the sides. I probably could have put this on a smaller lot, but I didn't, so there's that. And for this one, I believe the color scheme is really just a lot of whites. Like, I think I paint the house white, and then there's white windows and white floorboards, and I mean on the outside. On the inside, it's not quite like that, but we will see. I wanted to use these, the pet windows throughout the house a bit more, but they really just didn't quite match with the Parenthood windows. So I didn't use as many as I was going to. This back door was an issue because I was torn on like what to do back here, but I was like, okay, that just doesn't match. And so I think I'd change it. We'll see. As you see, I'm using just a lot of those windows. And yeah, I do change it. I end up using that door. Yes. Okay, so I think that's mostly it for windows, although I might change a few things somewhere. And now I'm picking out the color schemes. Did I really go with a dark brick like that? Because I thought I went with all white. That can't be right. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. For a second I was scared. I was like, did I forget completely what I did? Because, like I said, it's been 2 weeks. Um, yeah, so I think that's the siding I go with. Down the bottom, did I stick with the brick? I think I might have stuck with the brick for the bottom. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. So, I'm remembering what I did here, obviously. I wasn't quite sure where to put the stairs because there's not really a clear spot. I didn't want to block the windows at the back of the house, but I also didn't want to completely cut out this room to the side. So what I ended up doing was putting them there because it still leaves kind of a hallway back there, and then I can do stuff with that area. I end up cutting that Parenthood window there because I feel like there should be individual windows for the Parenthood ones, but there's not. But you can kind of just make your own individual windows by cutting them like that. It does kind of make it look dark for the room that you cut it with, but it's okay. So I have this overhang, which means I have the issues with the roof, but I end up sucking a lot of them in to just try to make it look better. I was having a hard time with the floor plan here, like a really hard time. Because I wanted the bathroom over there originally, but then I was like, okay, that's not going to work. And I wanted the master bedroom over there. And eventually I was like, okay, that's not going to work either. In this house, there ends up being 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, one downstairs, one upstairs. So yeah, I essentially just go back and I'm like, okay, I need to refigure this out. Because I wasn't sure what to do. Because I didn't want the bedrooms to be dramatically different in size, but I also didn't want, you know, like really tiny bedrooms or bedrooms without windows, that sort of thing. And so I keep working on this until this works. And over here I wanted it to be smaller, so I sucked it in, but then I ended up changing this side. And that one, the one all by itself on its own side of the house, kinda. I don't really know how to explain it, we're not up there anymore. But that one ends up being the master bedroom. And then this is downstairs. I'm working on putting the lights in. It was so weird, the grid wouldn't align with my lights. So I was like, huh. Eventually I figured it out, but it took me a while. I also feel like I put a lot of lights in upstairs, so I might get rid of a few. And then we're downstairs. I really, really like those floorboards. Like they're kind of dark, but they also have so much like color to them and so many different tones. I guess color is kind of the wrong word. It's not like they're super colorful, but they just have a lot of tones to them. So I like them. And I ended up going with those brown walls because I thought they were a nice neutral tone, but they weren't white, so it wasn't going to be really stark. And then this here is where I put the kitchen. And the kitchen, admittedly it's not as good as the kitchen I did for Bayside, but it's also still a good kitchen. I end up putting a table in the middle, but it's not really a dining table. It's more so a counter, but not a counter. Like I put a fruit bowl on it and put the trash can by it. Oh no, I put the trash can by the fridge. Okay. And then there's some cabinets because you need storage space. Where are you going to put your plates? And that essentially ends up being the kitchen. And then, oh, I put some lights in. Fancy. I want to do that one, but it was literally up against the fruit bowl. Like, how low that light goes bothers me to no end because it is such a good light when it fits, but it just never fits. So I was trying to figure out what to do in the living room color scheme wise, and I ended up going with the greens and blues because I didn't want to go with anything too neutral because then I don't know, the whole house would just kind of seem kind of bland, I guess. I'm not sure what I'm saying. So I wanted those hints of blue and green, and so I use them. I think I might go overboard at a certain point with the blues and the greens. We'll see. You can let me know. I really like that rug with those couches. It matches so well. And so yeah, I thought this living room turned out pretty good. It might be a little big, especially considering how many people actually live in this house. Like there's the master bedroom can have 2 people, and then there's 2 bedrooms outside of that for 2 people. So you really only need 4 seats. So I guess we're only 1 seat over, which is fine. But it seems like a lot of seating. I feel like the green curtains might be where I went overboard. You can let me know. I probably should have just gone with white curtains in hindsight. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks. I was trying to figure out what to put on this table here because there's not actually a lot of options, it seems. So I was going through trying to find stuff that would fit on the table, and I found these books, and I was like, sure, books are good. And then I put some shoes under there because shoes are also good. And then the dining table. I was having an issue figuring out how exactly to put this in because the pillar there, I feel like it's necessary, or else it makes the top floor look like it's floating, but also it cuts up the room in a weird way. I'm trying to find a good rug because I didn't want to carry over the blues and the greens too much to the rest of the house, but I didn't want something that would clash with them. But I also didn't want something that was going to blend in with floorboards, which with the rug with the squares on it I was just looking at, that one really blend in. Sorry. I think I go with the shag rug there, which I really like those shag rugs. They added another one I think with Get Famous. I don't remember if it was Get Famous, but they added another one that has more rounded corners. I still like the City Living one more, but that one's also good. Back here ends up being an office. Uh, Again, I make some color choices that I'm not so sure about anymore, but you'll see and you can judge for yourself. I didn't want it to be completely neutral, and so I add in a lot of yellow. I think the curtains are really where it goes overboard. Again, I really need to be more careful with curtains, but maybe the yellow's good, and I am just so in love with neutrals that it seems insane to me, because I really do love neutrals. Gray is one of my favorite colors. I really like any design scheme that uses, those neutral grays, and it's just a good color. It's not a color, but it's good. I was trying so hard to get that curtain to fit in there, but it doesn't want to, so I had to move the window. And I put a little picture there. I put a little picture here. I was trying to find a good one. I think I go with that one. And then I decided that downstairs is good. So this is what I was talking about earlier. This is the master bedroom, which is a little strange since it doesn't have an ensuite, but not every house is the same. It's so hard to match anything with that wood tone. I found that the those tables worked and that dresser worked, but there aren't very many other things that actually match with that like style or color of wood, and so it was a hard time. But I ended up getting the master bedroom pretty much done here. It's kind of small for a master bedroom, but it's also not a bad size. This I had in mind like a like teenage girl, but not like an older teenage girl. because it has a lot of like fun colors. I figure maybe she's into vlogging or something like that. There ends up being some Christmas lights. I was looking really hard for them because they're not in the light category. The Christmas lights I was looking for. They're actually in the decor category, I believe. There they are. Yes. So I really like those. And I wish they were easier to find because then I'd use them more. But I end up using those. The room's just really blue overall, which I like the blues. And I kind of struggle to find a rug that matches because there's a lot of blue rugs, but there's not a lot of blue rugs that are that exact color. And so I end up going through a lot of them. That one doesn't quite work. And I'm like, no. So I keep looking, and I think I go with that one, mainly because the dark blue matched with the bed. This one, I like this room a lot more. It's more, like, I figure it's an older teenager living in this one, and they're more so into music and theater and movies and that sort of stuff, but they're also kind of moody because everything is black, but that's how it goes. So yeah, they just have posters all over their wall. Movie posters, music posters, all the stuff. It's cool. I think I put a piano. Yeah, it's a piano. Or a keyboard. I guess it's not a full piano. I don't know. Would you call that a piano, or is it just a keyboard? Let me know. Yeah. There we go. And then I was going to stop with posters there, but I'm like, I've left so many walls open. And if, once you have one or two posters, you really can't go back. So I just put posters everywhere. And I was like, oh, this needs a rug. And so I put in those circle rugs because they're cool. I was trying to match them with the dresser because it has the black and the purple and the red. And so I put in this red chair to completely match. And now we're onto the upstairs bathroom, which it's kind of in a weird spot. Like originally the room I just did was going to be the master bedroom, but then the master bedroom over there ended up being bigger in size. So I decided to put the master bedroom over there and just make them walk to the bathroom, I suppose. They have privacy. That's their trade-off. Anyway, I'm onto the front porch here. I think there's a little seat. There's some trash bins because you don't want to forget those, a grill. And then the backyard's actually a lot bigger than they tend to be because, like I said, I probably could have done a smaller lot. But they get a pool because their backyard's really big, which you'll see me working on that here in a second. I'm putting in the concrete to go under the pool. And I was like, that's kind of a small pool. So I think I put more concrete in so there's more of a walk around. Yeah. And then there's a gate. I think I do 2 gates. We'll see. That might be the only gate. I might be thinking of another build. And then I put trees all over the place. I tried to match the trees a little bit with what's around, but I don't know. The trees in Windenburg, there's just so many different kinds, so it doesn't seem as important as matching with something like Brindleton Bay. Here I am putting the dirt in. I ended up doing it after all the furnishing because I was excited about the furnishing. So I did the landscaping later on, which I thought it turned out okay. It's not like great landscaping, but it's also not awful. There's enough, but there's not too much, which, like, it's hard to stick to a balance with that because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll do way too much and I'll be like, that's just a lot of plants everywhere for no reason. So this one I think I did okay. I like doing these little patches under the trees where there's just a bunch of flowers and grass and stuff because it's hard to like mow under the trees, and so you just kind of want to make it look natural and let it grow out. Putting some dirt under the swings, making them look used. I think that's all I do. Yeah, there's that. So we're into the screenshots now. We're gonna look. I really like the mountain in the background. It's good. And then there's the front door. The front door, if I could talk, and the dining table. Here's that green and blue living room, and then the kitchen. It's a very black and white kitchen. There's a good view of the backyard. Here's that office with the yellow. It's kind of a small office, but you really don't need that much space. There's the master bedroom right there. And then there's the younger girl's bedroom. And then the older sibling. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl for this one. I really like that bedroom, not gonna lie. And then here's a final view of the house. So yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and let me know by liking it. Remember to subscribe and go get some sunshine. I'll see you next time.